Hello, treasures. It's Holly here with Two Magpies Treasures. I am back with you today to do a flip through of this flow journal that I've done for a swap in Cara, Brandon, and Friends Facebook group. Now, I had never heard of a flow journal before I came across this swap. So basically, my understanding is that you sort of put a journal together, but nothing is actually bound in permanently. And you'll see in a moment what I mean by that. So that the recipient can take the pages and the ephemera and whatnot out, and they can either bind all of these things into one journal, or they can take the bits and pieces and add to different journals. Or, with this one, I think my swap partner, Catherine, might be able to make more than one journal with this. But so I'm just going to do a flip through of it. So I did a hardback like I usually do, and I've covered it this time instead of with fabric like I normally do. I decided to use some of the wallpaper, the loads and loads of wallpaper that I've kind of hoarded, I guess. But I really like how it turned out, and I'm actually going to do a journal for myself and use some of this wallpaper. And then, of course, you know me, I will add more decoration to the cover when I do my own. But as this one is a flow journal, I didn't do that, so that will be left to my partner. All right. And it is closed with a some ribbon here. This is sort of like seam binding, but it's not quite. And this is some that I actually bring it up closer to the camera. Oh, you can't see very well with this lighting. Sorry, guys. I keep saying I'm going to get the lighting fixed, but yeah, there's lots of other needs first. So anyway, I actually dyed this with beetroot. So yeah, I actually liked how that turned out. I got really excited with the beetroot, and I'd done paper and fabric and ribbons and all sorts. So anyway, let's have a look. So I've done my, the normal, as if I was making a normal hardcover book inside. I've done the, I can't even think of what these are called. The sort of end pieces. I've done those. And as you can see, the binding goes under and, all the way through. Now, what I was saying about, well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a minute. So starting off, I have given her a little CD wallet with some little bits that she can use if she wants to. There's a little metal plate, a picture frame, some bows. You can't really see, but there's a couple of corner protectors there, and that is simply stuck on with a paper clip, so she can take that out. Nothing in here is in permanently, and this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. I'm sorry, guys, I'm losing my words more than usual tonight. I think it's because I've not had much sleep. And I have it folded up to make a pocket. Now, the reason that I have this paper clip here is because even the pocket folds have not been stuck down. You know, normally I would be, gluing and sewing and all sorts, but because it's a flow journal, nothing is done permanently. So I just have this paper clip here. I'll leave it off for a moment, but the paper clip is there just to keep it closed and keep all the contents inside. So we have a little bit of scrapbook paper there, a cupcake liner, just a couple little cards, a library card, a bit of paper with the flower petals in. I love this paper, so I thought I would share. And this, I am absolutely over the moon with this, guys. I have a really old dictionary with some nice large pages, and I took some of the pages out and actually ran it through my printer and printed some DigiKit pages on, and I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled with the results. And so this is one of them. I really like the way that it's taken up on this nice old paper. So there you go. That's the back side of it. Lloyd's Encyclopedic Dictionary. So I think that printed up beautifully. And, I can't wait to use some of these papers in my own projects. But I had just tried it just in time for Catherine to have some of the spoils. All right, let's put all this back together. Oop. Yep, I might have to leave the putting back together till after the video. Too slow at it. All right, and then of course, you know me, I have to put some of this pretty printed vellum in. And then we have a page from, I can't remember which one of the floral books this is, and I've got just a couple little cards clipped on here, and this one is one of the wider pages, so I'm able to fold it over to make a tuck spot. And of course, this tuck spot is just paper clipped. And I wanted to use some of these fun shaped paper clips in here for her too. And then I just have a couple little things tucked in here. I think that's a oh gosh, what is it? Life journal? Oh, I can't remember. I never actually really got into it, but I got some of the journaling cards. So and yeah, timetable. This was out of one of my old teacher's planning books. So I thought that's kind of cool to stick in. Not something everybody has. So another page out of a gardening book. This one it's not black and white, it's black, white, and sepia. And then a page out of a small atlas. And here we've got a little vellum envelope stuffed with some little goodies, some little flower cutouts, some page tabs that I've punched. What else do we have in here? I saw something. Ooh, we've got some little stamps, some little butterflies. You probably can't see all that, but my hands are not working any better than my mouth is today. So what have you guys been up to? I hope that none of you have suffered too much with this awful wind. Oh my goodness, it's been terrible. I saw one of my friends had a huge tree down across her road, and her husband had been walking down the road just where that tree fell, and just suddenly decided that he was going to go off into the field instead of continue down the road. And thank goodness he did, because the tree fell right when he would have been there. Oh, terrible. Some tea-dyed graph paper, a little piece of printed vellum there. We have a music sheet, and I've got one of the little Tim Holtz die cut pockets here with a few little tags. I love these little bird tags. Let me see if hopefully you can see that okay. I love these. These are out of a Daphne's Diary. You guys, I don't know. I've not seen a Daphne's Diary for, gosh, a good while. I was going through my collection of them, and none of them are newer than, gosh, probably a couple years old. Believe it or not, this isn't tea dyed or coffee dyed. That is just the color that it came. And I absolutely love this. It was a notepad, and if I'd thought, I would have gotten one of them out to show you, or a notebook rather, that I got from the pound shop. And it's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I've not been able to find them again since that first time, because I love it, because I can just take a piece of this and whack right on the back of a tag or a journaling card or whatever, and then, you know, it's done. I don't have to go faffing about looking for tea-dyed paper. But hey ho. A printed piece of paper. Here is the center of this signature, and I've done her a little paper clip dangle. I don't really want to take it off, so I'll just pick it up and try to show you. You can see here there are multiple ones. I've done one paper clip dangle per signature. But also, what I wasn't going to show you initially, I was going to wait on, is this is how the signatures are bound in. Bound in with some elastic. Now, I will tell you, I had bought this elastic a while ago because I wanted to do something, you know, along these lines. I had no idea what a flow journal was, but I wanted to do an elastic bound journal. I guess sort of like a traveler's notebook, that sort of thing. But this elastic, oh guys, make sure if you're going to do something like this to get a thicker elastic, because I don't know how long this stuff's going to last. It is tiny. This is, I believe it was 1 millimeter. So I definitely suggest that you do get something thicker, a thicker elastic. I did order, after I saw how ditty and pathetic this is, after I'd put the journal together, I ordered some thicker elastic, so I'll give that a try next time I do one of these elastic bound journals. But learn from my mistakes. And I'll just zip through this. I've seen the front side of all of these. Just got a little journaling card clip down this side. I love, first off, I love the mucky looking dyed bits. Can you see all those fibers in this paper? I love these handmade papers like this. They're so fun. And I've just got another little card and a little bunny clipped there. Oh, here's one of my little, what did they call it? I've seen them called Suffolk Puffs, I believe, or yo-yos. So same thing, but I just recently learned how to make them, and I have made them until my hands were sore. But I'll make a video. I think a lot of, most of you probably know how to make them, but I wasn't quite sure until I started experimenting with it and I figured it out. This is just a teeny tiny little ditty one. There's some bigger ones on through, but included this little tiny one. I thought it was really cute. Oh, and is that an Edith Holden? No, that's not an Edith Holden. That's a different one. And I've got a little envelope clipped there. It has, I think, some little butterflies. I'm not going to unclip it. And then I have a return a credit or repair ticket tucked in there. And then I've got all sorts of little bits tucked into this pocket. Some 6x6 papers, a little piece of printed vellum, sticker. Oh, here we go. That's why that's so puffy. A little notebook tucked in. And there's several of these. I think I did one per signature sort of thing. And of course that's clipped in because the pocket has not been stuck down. There's our second signature. And do we have anything interesting in here? Oh, this is cute. This. I don't recall how old this book is, but it reminds me of like sort of 1950s, 1960s children's books. It reminds me of I think everybody from, say, my mother's generation up to at least my generation in America learned to read in the Dick and Jane books. And this reminds me of that. It's a little, a dictionary page, a children's dictionary. And I think this is just so cute. And I've not used any of these pages in anything yet. I've just been holding on to them, but I need to find a use for them other than just sharing them. It's nice to share, but I need to use them too, don't I? And another little journal. That one's a little fairy journal. Yeah, that helps a bit, doesn't it? And, oh, I love this printed vellum. Pick it up so you can see. Isn't that pretty? And we have, you can't really see, but this is a really, really big page from a wildlife, a nature book. But it's so big that I'm able to fold the page up as well as folding it in. So there's a lot to work with those pages. And see, there's I think that's an antelope. But yeah, just all little bits tucked in. And where this folds over, we've got a pocket here, and a tuck there. Isn't that cute? And here we have a little, right now it's a floating pocket, isn't it? Filled with all sorts of little bits. And there is is it library card? Guys, I tell you, yeah, a card pocket, and I can't even think of the proper words tonight. But what did I use with this? The brushos. Yes, I was experimenting with some brushos and colored these. I thought that was pretty. I love that color combination. Now, where did I have that? Is it there? Yeah. And then over here, we just have some bits tucked in. Oh, this is a matchbook notebook. See, it's like in the shape of a matchbook. And it's just a little notebook. Got little pages in there. It tucks in. And guys, I found out recently when I was mass making some of these, and my son came in. He'll be 14, gosh, in just about a week and a half. But he came in and he was, well, what is that? I said, oh, it's a matchbook notebook. He's, what's a matchbook? I hadn't even thought about, his generation. They haven't even, really seen matchbooks unless, they've seen it in an old film or something. So that just sort of blew my mind when I came to that realization. And there we have a nice thin dictionary page. It's a pretty illustration from a flower book. Some more flowers clipped on. We have a tuck spot. I love these. I have this set of cards for the kings and queens of England. And I think they're just brilliant. It's hard for me to let them go, though, so. And here's a little pocket that I've just clipped on. I love these pockets. All they are, oh, don't tear that, Holly. All it is part of an envelope that I've cut off and decorated the front side. And then, tuck all your little bits in. And there's a little dangle that I made. And I've just tucked it on there. Of course, Catherine can, put it wherever she would like to. But I thought with that lace, it's just easier to put it on there than try to stick it on one of the pages. And again, we have our little... There's a dangle there. I'm not gonna struggle too much with it, guys. I struggle enough. I do love, actually, I'm gonna take it off because I love that bead. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to properly see it. Hopefully you can see the reflection of that. It's gorgeous. But this time, remember last time on the group sort of journal that we made, when I made the paperclip dangles, I had used glass beads and whatnot, and they were so heavy. This time I got smarter and I used mostly acrylic. There are still some glass beads, but it's mostly acrylic, so they're not too terribly heavy. There's the center of that signature. And on we go. Oh, I like these. Can't vellum again. Little vellum pocket with little bits in. Guest check. These things are rare as hen's teeth over here in the UK. And oh, got a little butterfly pocket filled with butterflies, fussy cuts. Okay, there's another one of my Suffolk puffs. Since we're in Norfolk, shouldn't it be a Norfolk puff? And another little tuck spot with a little journaling card and tag. And here's another one of those large pages. Actually, it's the other side, isn't it? Oh, of the nature book. And I've just tucked all sorts of little bits in there. And again, we've got the pocket, and tuck. Oh, I didn't put anything in that tuck. Oh, dear. I'll have to fix that. You can't have a pocket or a tuck without anything in. Dear me. All right, I'll have to come back to that. I can't put my hand on something quickly. And there is the end of this signature. Signature number 3. I told you, I can't help it. I just overdo things. Here's another little notebook, little journal. And some various little bits there. And again, it's just paper clipped closed. There's our vellum. Nice big to-do card. Oop. And this was another large page. So I've got a tuck and a pocket on this side. And a pocket on this side. And this one was a flowers book, a gardening book. We have a little pond, flowers, tags, more music paper. Oh dear, it's gotten creased. I like this paper. It's really, really thin. It's not quite tissue paper, but I don't know really what it is or even where I got it, to be honest. It's just one of those things that, you know, shows up in your stash. There's a Norfolk puff. Tea-dyed paper, book page. Oh, here's an envelope that I made. I cannot tell you for the life of me where this digi is from. This was one that I bought way back when I first started. But I printed it on tea-dyed paper. And then did a little decoupage on it. But this has been in my stash forever. And I've just put her some die-cut flowers in. When Catherine and I were partnered up, we talked about, you know, what we like and this and that. And we found out, you know, you guys know by now that I like, you know, floral stuff, shabby chic, you know, that sort of thing. Well, Catherine is sort of the opposite. She likes sort of steampunk, industrial, that sort of thing. So what we decided to do was I would make her a flow journal with my sort of thing, and she's making me a flow journal with her sort of thing. So then we each are taken out of our comfort zone and trying something new when we get our flow journals from one another. So that should be fun. A little envelope made from a map, and it's got some bits in. There's another paper clip. I love this center spread, and I can't remember what digi that's from, but it's so pretty. And it's not, this bright blue is not a colorway that I use a lot. Perhaps I should, you know, venture out and try it. This is a floating pocket I've made from a book page. Another little journal, journaling card, a little a cute little playing card. And on we go. Ooh. There's a larger envelope made from a map. Oh, and I've got pages from Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass in here. I love these old pages. I was lucky enough to find a nice old, not original old sort of, but old nice foxing on the book. And it's nice thick paper too. There we go. There's the other side of this, the garden book with all the little bits tucked in. More vellum. And I didn't show you in the other pocket, but this is, I have no idea. I'm sure somebody knows what this is, but it's not exactly paper, and it's not exactly fabric. It's sort of like fabric fibers, but I don't know. But it's got this shimmer on this side, and a little bit bleeds through on that side, but I thought Catherine might find something to do with that. And then, of course, another piece of handmade paper. You know, I love that stuff. And, of course, more vellum. One of these days, I might make a whole journal out of vellum. I wonder if that's possible. And then another CD case with some little bits in. And this, these came from some sort of die cut book I think I got it at the Works. And she's not actually stuck down there, but boy, couldn't she be. Doesn't she just make a beautiful image there? And all you would have to do is decorate the outside. But, yeah, isn't that pretty? A nice retro feel to it as well. That's something I would like to do. I would love to do like a retro 50s sort of journal. Since I was just a little girl, I've been, fascinated by the 50s. I think it was mainly the big skirts, the big, what are they, circle skirts with the hoops under. Poodle skirts, that was one of the kinds, wasn't it? But yeah, I'd like to make a 1950s sort of journal. And this is our last signature. I like this nice bright page. Most of my stuff tends to be sort of in the pastels, but I really liked this nice bright floral. And then we've got more little bits tucked in here. Our vellum. Here's another one of those nature book pages. So we've got our tuck and pocket. There's another one of those Daphne's Diary little tags. Oh, I didn't show you they're printed on the reverse side too. So cute. It was hard to give those up, Catherine, I tell you, if you see this video. And some more little bits. There's I made this journaling card way back when I first started making junk journals. So it's been in my stash for a while. But you can see I could not sew a straight line to save my life then. So I purposely would just make it all squiggly. But it looks cute anyway, doesn't it? It worked. Still works. But yeah, that if you can't sew a straight line, there's what you do. Little piece of 6x6. Here's our Edith Holden. No, that's not Edith Holden either, is it? No, that's my other floral book that I love so much. This is the one that's so wide that we can fold it and then fold it back on itself. I can't remember. I never remember what it's called, but I absolutely love it. Here is an envelope. Can't think at all, guys. Made from a flower book page with some little journaling cards and tags inside. But I took it off so I could show you this. last Easter, I believe. Instead of dyeing Easter eggs, the weather was nice. My son and I went out in the garden and we dyed papers. He's an absolute little star when he wants to be. But yeah, we used some of my homemade spray inks, alcohol spray inks, to dye papers. That was fun. And those are nice to have in my stash. And it's a nice little reminder of us having fun together out in the garden. Oh, must have had those tucked under. There we go. There's another piece of that nice, really thin paper that is mysteriously in my stash. There's another Alice page. Another of that Poundland notebook. Let's see. And here's our center. And I've put one of my ruffles on here that I learned how to make. I just get so chuffed with myself, guys, when, I see these things and I'm not quite sure how people have done it, and then I figure it out for myself. That's, to be honest, as silly as it may be to sort of reinvent the wheel, I prefer to kind of experiment and figure things out for myself rather than, watch somebody on a video do it. Even though I do watch all the crafting videos, when it's something new to me, I just like to experiment and, find my own way. But there's another one of our little dangles on there. And I think that's, that will be our last Norfolk puff. Oh, yeah, this is something different. This is a junk mail envelope, believe it or not, in a former life. I've just covered it, decorated it up, sewn around. This could even be journaling space here. It's got the tea-dyed paper, and then I've tucked things inside. And this pretty image here in the window, that is a journaling card. So you can put whatever sort of image you want. And guys, this is another one of those things that I sort of experimented and did a lot of hard work to figure out on my own. But I even went to the extent of putting scrapbook paper on the inside, so when you take everything out, you still have, a pretty pattern in there to look at. Let's get everything back in there in a pretty fashion. Show our rose. We want it to get to Catherine looking as pretty as possible. Bless her. Who knows what she's going to do with all this frilly, flowery stuff when she normally does steampunk and grungy. Bless her. She's not going to know what hit her with all of this frilly stuff that I send. And I've got a little page tucked under there. There's another one of our return tags. Doily, faux stamp. Ooh, that reminds me. I wanted to add some of my real stamps in here for Catherine. Mustn't forget that. Just some little Tim Holtz photo booth tucked in there. I was going to show you this. This is one of my library card pockets that I decoupaged on. So that's an idea for you. It's just napkin. And there's our double tuck, because that lovely wide page. And that is just a bookmark made from a wallpaper sample. Just about to the end. There's the other side of our big nature book page with our pocket, tuck, and pocket. Oh, there's our Edith Holden. I knew that I'd put at least one Edith Holden page in there. I put it in as a, little tucked it in there so Catherine can do as she wishes with that when she starts working with these things. A little Franken tag. I've just put all little bits of my scraps down onto a base and made a little tag with it. I need to make some more of those. I don't have many left in my stash. There's our vellum and our last pocket. And this is another one of those pages that I printed on the dictionary. See, there's the dictionary page. And there's our pretty digi printed on there. If I remember correctly, this is, I want to say this is an Angela Kerr digi. But I love this one. And believe me, more of these are getting printed for my use. Tuck down in there safely. And just one little piece, last piece of vellum there. And that is the end of that. But it's not, look at that, guys. Look how, and I'm holding it there. So I just am unable to make a journal that isn't a big giant gator mouth. That's the end of the flow journal, but it's not the end of what I am sending to dear Catherine to work with. Oh no. I'm also got a little piece of sorry, it's not silk, it's chiffon. Sorry ribbon. And I've included just some little bits of fabric. She can use some of these to make some of the little puffs if she wants to, or she can make pockets with them. She can put it on journaling cards or tags, or just decorate pages. That's a big piece of lace fabric. Some, oh gosh, what is that? Eyelet. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that would make, actually, I guess it would be too wide for a belly band, wouldn't it? But you could use part of it as a lovely pocket, couldn't you? And then here is a big piece of lace that got the beetroot treatment. And that actually, once upon a time, was a curtain. So, yeah. We journalers, junk journalers, just reuse everything, don't we? Never know what you might find. Okay, I'll retie that later. But one last thing for dear Catherine. Did you notice there was no lace in there? Oh, that's because it's all here. So I thought it was going to be nigh on impossible, I reckon, to put the lace into the book. Oh, besides, if I put it in there, it's not going to close at all, is it? But I thought it would just be really difficult to attach the different laces and things in the journal. So I decided to just, give them to her separately. But she told me that, she didn't have a lot of lace. So I thought, oh, girl, you're going to have a selection now. So I hope she enjoys these. And I've, put all sorts of colors and sizes and styles and different materials they're made of. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you can't see that well. The lighting is rubbish. I'm sorry, guys. We've really got to sort this lighting, don't we? I say we, like you guys are going to come over and help me. Pretty. But yeah, so we've got a nice selection. Oh, I have to tell you guys, I saw this piece peeking out earlier, and I had to go check to make sure that I still had a little bit of this for myself. I started to rob it back from Catherine. I thought, oh, I hope I've still got some of that. Oh, I love this one. This is one of my beautiful vintage Nottingham laces, and I absolutely love it. There's that one. I have a few of them that I just fell in love with, and I was so lucky to get hold of them. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I wish you could see the delicate work on these. It's just absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing, cheap, machine Chinese manufactured about these. These are beautiful. Really quality work, you can see. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed having a peek at my first attempt at a flow journal. I think probably they're supposed to be a bit smaller than that, but for a first go. Oh, and before I go, I have to say hello to my daughter Abby. She was most put out that I said, back in one of my Christmas videos, I said something about the kids would rather eat the cookies and treats and things rather than baking them themselves or baking them with me. Well, she was highly offended by that. She said, I love to bake, and I'd like to bake with you. Thank you very much. So I'm setting the record straight. And she told me that, she said, I haven't watched your whole video, your latest one, the one, the group project, the Help with My Friends journal. She said, hasn't watched that whole video, but she said, but did you slander me in that one too? I said, no, I didn't mention you, thank you very much. Well, that was even worse. I didn't even mention her. How horrible, what an awful mother am I. So here we are, and you have to understand, Abby, she's 21 years old. No, she'll be 21 this year. Oh my days, I don't even know how old my kids are anymore. She'll be 21 her birthday. But she's 20 years old. She lives away from home. She has her own life. She's away at uni. I'm terribly proud of her, guys. She really is amazing, no joke. But she has to be mentioned in my video or I'm going to be in trouble. And also, I have to mention Cameron. Hello, Cameron. I love you too. Cameron is Abby's boyfriend of, gosh, what is it, guys? Nearly 3 years now. But he's lovely too. He is my Arsenal-loving future son-in-law, I think. But I love you both. You have been mentioned. There you go. And for those of you who have asked about Paul, my husband, Magpie number 2, he's doing okay. He's going through his chemo. So far, he's had 2 treatments. He's coming up to have his 3rd. He's not been too terrible. It's not been as bad as I think either of us expected. Certainly not as bad as, I had anticipated. But bless his heart, he is losing his hair now. So I bought him a special hat to wear, a special, what is it called? A knit cap to wear because I'm absolutely hopeless at knitting. Can't be done. So I just bought him a nice one off Etsy, supporting a small business. So, but we're still hanging in there, getting on with it. Anyway, if you have hung out for this long, bless your heart. You can stand my rambling and talking this far. You are a special kind of soul, and I love you to bits. So thank you for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. Appreciate being able to sit here and just ramble on it. My friends, even though you're not answering me right now, I hope you will answer me and, leave messages and leave your comments down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would really love it if you would subscribe and leave a comment. I think I'm going to have to do a giveaway of some sort soon. I had planned to do one back on my birthday in December, but, things were a bit too hectic around here, so that just had to be put aside. But I think I'm going to have to get that sorted out fairly soon. So keep your eyes open for that. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those you love. Make sure that they know you love them. And have a lovely, lovely day. And don't get blown away. I don't know about you, but it's still very wet and very windy here. Lots of love to you. Crafty hugs. Bye.